Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news now, folks. You might have seen or heard about what happened with Cleveland Browns quarterback situation lately, and honestly, it's raising some eyebrows across the NFL community. It's not every day you see a young quarterback react the way Shedeur Sanders did during a media session. And believe me, this one's a bit bizarre. Sanders, who's been one of the most talked about prospects coming into the league, had a very brief, almost cryptic interaction with reporters, and it's got everyone wondering what's really going on behind the scenes. Let's unpack this because it speaks volumes about the current state of the Browns' quarterback room and more broadly about the team's future. So, Shedeur Sanders, who was selected in the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft, has been making some waves in Cleveland. Coming out of college, he was the 2024 Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, and if you remember, he had a pretty impressive preseason debut. That was a promising sign, especially for a rookie who was trying to make his mark in the NFL. Unfortunately, things haven't been entirely smooth for him. During one of the early games, he suffered an oblique injury, which sidelined him for the second contest. And then, in the final game of the preseason, Sanders struggled a bit, getting sacked 5 times, which is exactly the way any quarterback wants to start their NFL career. Right now, Shedeur Sanders remains Cleveland's third-string quarterback. That's a tough position to be in, especially considering the expectations that come with being a rookie in the NFL and a quarterback at that. The Browns have a veteran in Joe Flacco, who has been a steady presence, but after the team benched Flacco and named Dillon Gabriel as the Week 5 starter, the quarterback picture in Cleveland became even more complicated. Gabriel, who's been with the team since last season, has been seen as the future for Cleveland's offense, and his rise to the starting role has been a significant talking point. But what really caught everyone's attention was Sanders' reaction, or some might say, the lack of reaction. During a recent media availability, Sanders was asked some questions about the situation, about what he thinks he needs to show the coaches to earn their trust, and even if he had any words for the decision to start Gabriel instead of him. The responses, or rather, the lack thereof, were quite unusual. Instead of speaking openly, Sanders chose to mouth his words to the reporters. Some social media sleuths went as far as to analyze his lip movements and speculate that he said, "I can't speak right now. I'm going to enjoy myself, I'm having fun." Now, why he couldn't speak or why he chose not to say anything remains a mystery. Was it frustration? Was it a moment of introspection? Or perhaps he was simply caught off guard? It's hard to say. But what's clear is that there's a lot of curiosity about his true feelings and what this means for his future in Cleveland. This moment is more than just a quirky media interaction. It's a reflection of the current dynamics within the Browns' quarterback room. Cleveland, as many of you know, has been in a bit of a quarterback flux over the past few years. After trading for Deshaun Watson, the team hoped to find stability at the position, but injuries and inconsistent performances have kept the fans on edge. Now, with Flacco benched and Gabriel stepping in, the team is trying to find the right rhythm. Sanders, as a talented young player, is watching all this unfold, and his reaction might suggest that he's processing a lot internally. It's not uncommon for young players to feel frustrated or even demoralized when they're not getting the playing time they believe they deserve, especially at a critical stage in their development. But let's zoom out a bit and look at what this means for the Browns' season. Cleveland has been building something special, folks. The defense, led by stars like Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward, has been rock solid, keeping the team competitive in most games. The offense, with Gabriel now under center, has shown flashes of promise, but consistency remains an issue. That's where a young quarterback like Sanders could potentially step in, if given the opportunity and if he continues to develop. The team's management and coaching staff have been emphasizing patience and development, but with each passing game, the pressure to find the right quarterback combination grows. Now, speaking of the season, the the Browns' overall performance has been a roller coaster. They've had some impressive wins, especially against division rivals, but also some tough losses that expose their vulnerabilities. The AFC North is fiercely competitive this year, with teams like the Ravens and Steelers playing some of their best football in recent memory. Cleveland, sitting in the middle of the pack, knows that every game counts. The quarterback situation is a key piece of the puzzle. They need stability, consistency, and leadership at that position if they're serious about making a deep playoff run. In terms of individual performances, Dillon Gabriel has stepped up when called upon, showing calmness and good decision-making. His ability to manage the game has been praised, and it's clear that the coaching staff has faith in him to lead the offense. For Sanders, this is a critical learning period. Watching Gabriel succeed and understanding the nuances of NFL defenses will be vital for his growth. The Browns have invested heavily in their roster, especially on defense, but ultimately, success in the NFL often comes down to the quarterback play. And right now, the team is trying to figure out who can best lead them into the postseason. Let's also not forget the history of the Browns when it comes to developing quarterbacks. Cleveland has a storied past. Think of the struggles in the 1990s and early 2000s, but also the moments of hope with players like Bernie Kosar or Derek Anderson. More recently, Baker Mayfield brought a lot of excitement, but inconsistent performance and injuries kept him from reaching the heights fans hoped for. Now, the team is trying to find its next long-term solution. Sanders, with his talent and potential, could be part of that future, but right now, he's in a bit of a holding pattern. His reaction to the media reflects the uncertainty and the high stakes at play. And what about the fans? Cleveland fans are known for their passionate support, even in tough times. They've seen the highs and lows, and they're eager for stability and success. The current quarterback situation might be confusing or even frustrating for some, but it's also a reminder that the Browns are still in a rebuilding phase. They're trying to get it right, and every decision, every reaction, every game is a piece of that puzzle. Sanders' reaction, whether we interpret it as frustration, introspection, or simply a moment of privacy, adds an extra layer to the story. It shows how much is riding on each game, each snap, and each decision. Looking ahead, the Browns have a lot to consider. They need to develop their young talent, like Sanders, while also maximizing the potential of their current starters. The coaching staff will have to decide whether Sanders gets more opportunities to prove himself, or if they stick with Gabriel for the foreseeable future. The team's future hinges on these decisions, and how players handle the pressure and media scrutiny will play a big role in their development. Cleveland's fanbase is hungry for success, and they're watching every move closely, hoping that this season will be the one where everything clicks. As for Shedeur Sanders, it's clear he has all the tools to succeed. His college accolades, his preseason debut, and his potential make him a player to watch moving forward. But at this stage, patience is key. The NFL is a different beast from college, and adapting to the speed, complexity, and physicality of the league takes time. That's why his reaction, so cryptic and momentary, could be a sign of internal struggles or simply a young player trying to process the rapid changes around him. Whatever the case, it's a story that will develop, and Browns fans will want to keep their eyes on Sanders' journey, whether he's on the field or in the locker room. Now, circling back to the team's overall outlook, Cleveland's defense remains their backbone. Myles Garrett continues to terrorize quarterbacks, and Denzel Ward's leadership in the secondary is crucial. But for the Browns to really take that next step, their offense needs consistency, and that's where the quarterback situation becomes pivotal. Gabriel's performance has been promising, but he still needs to show he can sustain it over a full season. Sanders, on the other hand, has the raw talent and the potential, but he's still in the early stages of his NFL career, learning on the fly. The coaching staff, led by Kevin Stefanski, has a proven track record of developing quarterbacks and building resilient teams. They believe in patience and process, but the clock is ticking. Cleveland's window to capitalize on this talented roster is now, and every game, every decision has a ripple effect on their playoff chances. Fans are hopeful that Sanders' reactions are just a small hiccup and not a sign of bigger issues. But it's undeniable that the team's quarterback room is a hot topic, and every move, every reaction, will be analyzed and debated in the coming weeks. In the end, what makes this story so compelling is that it encapsulates the uncertainty and hope that define the Browns' franchise right now. You have young talent like Sanders, who is eager to prove himself, and veterans like Flacco, who bring stability but also highlight the ongoing competition. The AFC North is one of the toughest divisions in football, and Cleveland knows that they need to get everything right if they want to compete at the highest level. The quarterback situation, the reactions, the performances, all of these elements are crucial pieces of the puzzle. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this situation? Do you think Sanders' reaction was just a moment of frustration or something more? Do you believe the Browns are on the right track with Gabriel as the starter, or do you see Sanders getting more opportunities soon? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. We love hearing your perspectives, especially during these pivotal moments for the franchise. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more insights, and all the latest Cleveland Browns news. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep supporting this team through thick and thin. Cleveland Browns fans, this is just the beginning of what promises to be an exciting season, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.